Hey yo, what's good people? Now, you've seen the title of the video. What could the release of Dragon Ball Tenkaichi 4 mean for the S.H.Figuarts Dragon Ball line? You might be thinking, what does one have to do with the other? Like, come on, you're reaching now. I like the discussion videos, but you're reaching. Here's how. And we're gonna start off with this exhibit right here. Exhibit 1 right here, or Exhibit A, whatever you want to call it. We have the molded shell of Cell, which was a thing. I think this was like pretty much like a little pre-order bonus or limited edition bonus with the Dragon Ball Breakers video game, and it was done by Tamashii Nations. Well, what do you know? So you see where I'm going with it. If there's some type of special character in this video game, and I'm going to show more examples of this, by the way. I just got this one, like I said, first exhibit. If there's some type of character they want to put a lot of emphasis on, or a special character that hasn't been made yet, definitely expect it to be some type of pre-order bonus for Tenkaichi 4. Because with the past couple games, they have shown off or released a figure to coincide with the video game. Now I'm going to move on to the other examples. Hold on. So here's one of the earliest examples of what I'm talking about. We have from the Dragon Ball Xenoverse, the first Dragon Ball Xenoverse, the default Time Patroller character. So as you can see, we got a default Time Patroller, and this is only the first point that I got to make about this, because the next part could kind of blow your mind. It might not blow your mind. We'll see. But we got the Time Patroller character as a figure. And this, at this point, I think it's probably one of the rarest figures you could get, but I'm getting off topic. Either way, they made this figure. They went out of their way to make the figure for the video game. But not only that, right? Let's move on a little bit, right? We got Time Patroller Trunks as a figure. Once again, like I said in the beginning of the video, what could the release of Tenkaichi 4 have to do? What could it mean for Dragon Ball S.H.Figuarts? It could mean some potential new releases. If it's not in the main game, for something else, which we'll get into in a little bit. But I want to show y'all a couple more examples before I get into that portion. But as you can see, they're not going to shy away from making these figures. Now, one counter argument could be made for Dragon Ball. No, I was getting ready to say a counter argument could be made for Dragon Ball Breakers, but obviously I started off with that, and no, they gave you a pre-order bonus or some type of release with that. Now, Dragon Ball Fighters, Android 21. Now, to be fair, caveat to all these things is that with all of these examples, except for Dragon Ball Breakers, of course. So this is where the counter argument will fall short, but let me tell you the counter argument anyways. The counter argument could be, well, look, a lot of these figures are being made of original characters that's exclusive to that game and whatnot. And I would say maybe that's true. However, like what I just said, the Dragon Ball Breakers pre-order or limited edition version, whatever deluxe version that was, negates that, because that Cell, the premature version of Cell, the baby version of Cell before he molts out of it and he's in his first form, that came as a pre-order bonus. So we know that it doesn't necessarily have to be a character that's exclusive to that particular game. So we're gonna scroll real quick. Here's the next example, Majin 21. Once again, they're not afraid to make the video game characters from the video game into the what you call it, into figure form. Now here's the part that is what the video was mainly supposed to be about. I thought of that point a little bit before I started recording. The main point is this. I was talking to my man Cyrus, and he was like, yo, I just had an epiphany. And I was like, yo, what? He was like, yo, imagine what they could do for DLC for Tenkaichi 4, because you know they're gonna do DLC. And he was like, yo, they could do Super Dragon Ball Heroes content for DLC. And I was like, I thought about that, but I dismissed it. And he said something very important that of a reason why I shouldn't have dismissed it. Remember, these people want to make money. If they could add Dragon Ball Heroes content as DLC, imagine they make, for example, a Super Saiyan 4 Gohan as DLC. Now, where am I going with this in regards to the figure stuff? Think about it. Imagine they make Super Saiyan 4 Gohan as a DLC. I would think, as Tamashii, that would be a lot more incentive to make a Super Saiyan 4 Gohan figure. Now, the only thing that would suck is that this figure would most likely be, premium Bandai exclusive. The name was escaping my mind. It could be Beat from Dragon Ball Heroes. I have the images popping up on the screen, but it could be Beat from Dragon Ball Heroes. It could be the girl. I forget the girl's name. I'll put the girl's name somewhere up in the video. But it could be the girl from Dragon Ball Heroes. They have so much money making content that if they did make DLC, Dragon Ball Heroes DLC, for the game, it would sell like hotcakes. Now, getting slightly off topic, you might be saying, all right, you're saying all this about the figures, but what makes sense for them to use Dragon Ball Heroes content for DLC? Well, think about it. Back in the old days, if you played Tenkaichi 3, you know they added a bonus part to the story. It was called What If. It was a what if portion to the story. So now, you know, What If is basically, you know, an anything goes type of tier to what could happen in the story. And I feel like that's kind of what Dragon Ball Heroes is. It's the breeding ground for anything goes. Limits, full power, Super Saiyan 4, limit break. Like, what is it? Like, things like that. Super Saiyan 4 Gohan, stuff like that. Golden Cooler. You see what I'm saying? So, I think that would be prime opportunity for Tamashii to, you know, to capitalize off of the popularity then. People, you know, the fandoms overlap. People that play the video game may also collect the figures. So that's prime money to capitalize off of. I think the main idea for this whole discussion is to remember that these people like money. They like that dinero. You know, that dinero. So you can't, like, that's the tail of the tape, you know? You can't go wrong. Like, they can't go wrong adding or making certain DLC characters into figures. Now, also, like I said, it could also end up just being that just a pre-order bonus figure or something. Or maybe if there is an exclusive character for Tenkaichi 4, if they want to tell some type of new story, you know, to make it unique from all of Dragon Ball Dragon Ball games from prior, because that was a thing with the Dragon Ball games. People were like, oh, you know, they're telling the same story and over. We already seen it a million times, but you know, they changed that up with Xenoverse. So now this game might have to distinguish itself from Xenoverse. Either way, that's a discussion on its own. This is what I think the release of Dragon Ball Tenkaichi 4 could mean, you know, some potentially unique figures that we wouldn't have seen otherwise if this game hadn't released or wasn't going to be released. So with that being said, hopefully you stay to the end of the video. Once again, I always appreciate you guys' support. It helps me so much. Like, it's given me so much confidence to make certain discussions and everything. I don't even really know what to say. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Until next time, peace out.